Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about world's smallest particulate matter sensor module by PandaByte called BMV080. So let's unbox the sensor module, which comes in a small 3D printed case, which can be opened up by removing the side lid and sliding the sensor out. So we have here the main particulate matter or PM sensor, which is manufactured by Bosch. Then at the top and at the bottom, you will find a bunch of resistors and capacitors. On the left side, we have a standard 4-pin Grove connector, which allow you to connect the sensor to a Grove compatible expansion board. On the right side, you have standard 2.54 mm headers, which allow you to connect the sensor using standard DuPont cables. At the back, you will find the company logo and the sensor name. Two key things to note here. First, this is a 3.3 volt sensor, so you should not connect this sensor to 5 volt power supply because it may damage the sensor permanently. Second, you can see it has FDA and SCL pins. That means it supports I2C interface. So let's connect the sensor to a ESP32 board and start programming. So I'm going to use an ESP32S3 based microcontroller board by PandaByte. It's called XS3. And this particular development board has 16 MB of flash memory and 8 MB of PSRAM. Please note that only limited number of libraries are available at this moment through which you can program this particular sensor. The library that we are going to use is from SparkFun, and it requires you to have one ESP32 board or ESP32S3 based board with at least 16 MB of flash memory. So by default, at least at this moment, this sensor module will not work with your standard ESP32, which usually has a maximum of 4 MB of flash memory. Now, in order to connect this sensor to ESP32, the simplest way is to use a Grove shield. So this board actually supports connection to a Grove shield. And once I push that particular dev board to the shield, I have all these Grove connectors, which are I2C, and I can connect my Grove cable to any of this port and the second end to my BMV sensor. And my connection is done, and I can directly go for programming. However, if you do not have a Grove compatible shield for your development board, you can make use of these male headers where you can connect ground, 3.3, FDA and SCL, these 4 pins to the 4 pins of your ESP32 development board. To install the library, you can open the library manager and simply search BMV080, and you will find the library by SparkFun and click on install. Now it will ask you to install the necessary dependencies for this library. Make sure to install all of them. After the installation, you can go to File, Examples, and you will find example from custom library SparkFun BMV080. Under this folder, you will find a bunch of examples. What we are going to use is example 1, basic readings. Now let's look at the Arduino code. It has library from SparkFun. Apart from that, Y library in order to do I2C connection. The I2C address of the sensor, which is by default 0x57. And here in the loop, you will find that using these three functions. It calculates the concentration of PM1, PM2.5 and PM10 values, and the same are getting printed on the serial monitor. Now let's select the appropriate development board. We are going to go to the board menu and write XS3, which is ESP32S3 based development board by PandaByte. We have to select the appropriate COM port and simply click OK. In addition to this, make sure you click on the tool menu and select the flash size to 16 MB. If your board does not have 16 MB flash, then this program will not work for you. So make sure to get a 16 MB flash version ESP32, and also make sure to select the same from your tool menu. Once that is done, you can click and upload the code. However, when you upload the code, based on the instruction that I have given, you will find that it will not work. The primary reason for this is that Bosch requires you to download the SDK and install it. Only then this particular sensor will work. So now I'm going to give you the instructions for downloading as well as installing the SDK, and then we are going to upload the same program again. To download the SDK, simply search Bosch BMV080 on Google. You will get the very first link from Bosch Sensor Tech for the particulate matter sensor. You can scroll it down all the way at the bottom, where you will find under software the SDK for BMV080. Click on the download button, and then you will be asked to fill out all these necessary details. You have to confirm that you are above 18 years old and you accept the license terms and agreement. So I'm going to fill this out. So after submitting the form, I get the following message, and it just says thank you for your submission, and whatever email address that you are given in the form, there you will get the link to download the SDK. So over the email you will receive the link for the SDK. If you click on the link, a new window will open up, and here you can find SDK version 11.2 for the sensor. Once you click on this link, the zip file will be downloaded, and once you extract that particular zip file, you will see the following folders. Next, what you have to do, you have to go inside API examples, and here you can see different kind of boards or computer architecture that are supported by the particular toolkit. So you can see we have Extensor ESP32, and within that it has support for standard ESP32, ESP32C6, S2, S3, and then there are different versions for I2C interface as well as SPI interface. And BMB sensors support both I2C as well as SPI. So first we are going to find the following two files, BMV080.h and BMV080_def.h. Inside the Bosch SDK folder, and within that API/inc. So I'm going to go to API, and within that inc, and I can find these two files here. Then I'm going to go to my documents, within that Arduino, libraries, and SparkFun library. And I'm going to paste this to a folder called src sftk. So I'm going to go inside src and sftk, and I'm going to paste these two files here. Then I'm going to find the following two files, lib_postprocessor.a and lib underscore BMV080A within the Bosch folder, and under that, under the folder API/lib extensa ESP32S3. So I'm going to go to API lib extensa ESP32S3, and within that another folder, then release, and I can find these two files. So I'm going to copy these files and I have to paste it to src underscore ESP32S3. Okay, so I'm going to go to again my Arduino library folder. Within that SparkFun, I have src, then ESP32S3, and I'm going to paste these two files here. And that's it. You only have to copy these 4 files to their appropriate folders. Make sure to remember that which particular board you are using. Since I'm using ESP32S3 based board, so I have to copy these 2 files into the extensa ESP32 folder in the Arduino library. However, if I'm using ESP32 based board, then I should be copying these 2 files. If I am using ESP32S2 based board, then I should be copying these 2 files. So make sure to understand that which particular board you are using, and based on that you copy the appropriate files. So once that is done, and if you upload the code, now it will work perfect. And here you can see my particulate matter sensor is perfectly working, and I'm getting PM10 value of 56 ppm, PM2.5 value of 41 ppm, and PM1 value of 18 ppm. And that's all for today.